What is the real question people should ask before buying a product?
One thing is whether it is genuine, and second thing is whether it is excluding all the harmful ingredients.
Are there any brands people can look at if they want cleaner formula makeup?
It's always advised to go product wise rather than brand wise.
What about microplastics in cosmetics?
They have been linked to cancer in many ways. They can cause hormone disruptions, they can cause DNA damage, oxidative stress, and much more complicated processes that all finally lead to cancer.
Cosmetics has become a part of everyone's routine. There are a lot of myths and facts revolving around cosmetics and cancer. Today we have with us Dr. Shwetha S, who's a medical oncologist, educator, and a cancer awareness advocate. She is here to share her insights from her 10-year experience in comprehensive cancer care and prevention. Welcome to the podcast. Do cosmetics cause cancer?
The answer is not a simple yes or no. There are many studies that are linking cosmetics to cancer, but it's not cosmetics per se which is the culprit, but I would say we should be more cautious about the ingredients which are inside the cosmetics.
How strong is the evidence really?
We don't have any direct evidence linking cosmetics to cancer per se, but we do have some lab experiments and animal based studies wherein certain ingredients like phthalates or parabens or that are feared or sometimes even proven to have cancer links.
Which ingredients should people know about?
Yeah, that's a very good question because it's very important for everyone to know what are the actual ingredients that we should be wary of, because instead of going for blaming the entire cosmetics group, but it's more sensible to blame the actual ingredients. When it comes to ingredients to easily remember, first thing comes the parabens, which are found in most of the makeup products and moisturizers. And then comes the sulfates, which are usually found in all foaming and lathering group of products like body wash, face wash and other things. Then comes your phthalates, which are usually found in perfumes or hairspray and other things. And then comes your talc, which can be found in eyeshadows, blush, compact and many others. And also not to forget formaldehydes, which is usually a preservative in many of the cosmetic products. So, and mostly found in nail polishes.
So we need to make sure next time we make a purchase, we need to make sure it's paraben free, sulfate free, and we need to make sure these ingredients are not present, right?
Yes, that is true. Just labeling it as sulfate free or paraben free, it only tells us that that particular ingredient is not present in that particular product, but the truth can be much more, like it might not be having the paraben, but it might still contain your phthalate.
Yes.
So you should be sure that all these bad ingredients are not there. And even the making or formulation of the product is also important, because that is where the role of microplastics set in.
Okay.
So many times, to make it slide smooth on your skin, or to give more shine, or to make it look better, they might be using microplastics as one of the formulation techniques.
Okay.
So in that sense, that is also a concern, and we need to be wary of that.
So it's better to make a list of all these ingredients and make sure that all of them are not collectively present, right?
Yes. So my genuine and easiest tip would be, like, if you cannot remember all these things, you can just use your ChatGPT or Perplexity. Just go and choose a product which you are interested in and take a screenshot of the ingredients list and just put it there and ask whether it is
safe or unsafe.
Yes. So whether it is it avoids all cancer causing carcinogens.
Noted, ma'am. Moving on to the next question. Should people trust labels like paraben free and sulfate free?
Yeah, I have just answered that question. So basically it never goes with, just because something states it is like chemical free. That's actually a very misnomer, because everything is made of chemicals. Like
True.
Even water is H2O, it is a chemical. So we can just tell it is not containing any harmful chemicals or cancer causing chemicals. That would be a more better way of putting it. So just because something states like a paraben free or sulfate free, we should not
assume that
it is completely safe. So we need to look into it and dig deeper to be 100% sure, or at least above 90% sure that it is safe.
But how do we actually confirm that it does not have these ingredients?
Yeah,
ma'am?
so there is another way of looking at it, because now is an era where we can even like come across fake products.
True.
So even like a very well-known brand can have a fake product which is actually mimicking it. So it's always, important to be sure of whether the product is genuine. So for that we can have a few tips, like it has to list out all the ingredients completely, and even if it is an organic product, even if it has just added preservatives in the end, so we should know what are those preservatives used, because formaldehyde is also one form of preservative used. So those things we have to consider, and whether it is certified. That is one more thing we have to consider, like is there any certification, a Cosmos certification, a GMP certification, or anything that is standard one. Is there a barcode in the end, in the label? And if it's an imported product, so then whether it is listing the manufacturing company and also the importing company, that also gives the genuinity for that product. So we should make sure that it is not a fake product, and then we can at least trust that the ingredients listed are genuine ones.
I've also, when I purchase, I've seen on the boxes of hair dyes, or maybe like, even shampoos for that matter, they all have that paraben and, like sulfate free. So they have those labels. So that's the reason I wanted to like make sure that I am safe the next time I make a purchase. Does chemical free actually mean anything?
So like I told, so chemical free per se doesn't mean it is completely safe. It's just a misnomer. So, but if it is a phthalate free product, it is definitely better than something that does not have that label.
Okay.
So if it's a phthalate, formaldehyde, or sometimes they say toxin free. So, and a certified brand which states like 100% toxin free. So if it is certified and it is stating that, and even certain brands state like they're microplastic free.
Okay.
So we can definitely endorse those things over other products which do not have those labels. But once again I say like it's not 100% safe, but it's always with each and every individual product rather than as a whole. So you have to test each and every individual product before buying it.
It's always better to proceed with caution, right?
Yes.
Are organic and natural products automatically safer?
So yeah, I would say just adding to my previous conversation, organic or natural they are also made up of chemicals. Everything in this nature is actually made of chemicals. We extract chemicals from the nature itself, right? So in that sense, organic in a way it is not the safest, but yeah, it can be rid of all these cancer causing carcinogens, although the formulation matters in that also, and what are the preservatives added to bring it to a consistency or to preserve it for a longer time, that also matters, because preservatives are not organic, but only the ingredients might be organic.
Correct.
That is one thing. And the formulation, like I told, like they use lot of microplastics to give it a texture, shine, or to make it easy for application. So that also makes it at risk. Okay. So just because something is organic, you cannot go for it. And whether it is certified organic, that is one more thing we have to keep in mind. Yeah. Okay. If a new company just comes and tells you like it's organic, you cannot blindly trust it. So you have to make sure and go check for the certification which is behind the label. So it has to be put, and you can, if you have doubt, you can just take a screenshot and
ask ChatGPT.
Check if it is genuine.
So labels can be misleading sometimes. Yes. So we have to do our research before purchasing the product, right? What about microplastics in cosmetics?
Yeah, so microplastics are a concern these days because they have been linked to cancer in many ways. They can cause hormone disruptions, they can cause DNA damage, oxidative stress, and much more complicated processes that all finally lead to cancer. So although there is no exact proven link, but there are a lot of studies which are going on in background linking microplastics and nanoplastics to cancer. And that is why even a very well made or very famous brand which can be free of all these cancer causing chemicals, so that can still posing certain amount of risk for cancer because of the microplastics.
Oh, okay.
But luckily these days, like everyone is, awareness is increasing, and even the manufacturers are also aware of these risks, and they're trying to come up with microplastic free formulations, and as much as possible, at least we should try to endorse them. But although it is like little expensive for everyone probably, but whenever possible, if you are like going for a daily wear makeup, at least you should be able to afford that.
Noted. What about kids' makeup? Is it actually safe?
Yeah, that's a very important question, because we tend to see many advertisements wherein they say adult makeups are not safe for kids, but so you can go for this kids makeup. So like I told previously, just because something states it is safe, you should not be believing it, but instead go back and check and have a checklist and tick all the points whether it is really safe. Kids might be actually attracted, but you need to educate them that it might not be safe for you, and you have to make sure that they also use the products which are actually avoiding all these harmful chemicals rather than just labeling it as kids safe. So that is the most important thing. Just because it's an adult makeup doesn't mean it is unsafe for kids, but it should be avoiding all these harmful chemicals. And also for kids, simpler the better. It's always advisable to have little makeup or no makeup rather than having a makeup. They themselves are actually cuter than with or without makeup. So yeah, kids makeup, just because they say it is safe, you cannot trust it.
I actually wanted to understand what is the difference when they label it as kids makeup and adults makeup. So I just wanted to understand how are the ingredients
they might really be avoiding certain chemicals, but unless it is actually certified, you cannot really trust them. It's the label. It's not actually the label that matters. It's actually the ingredients that matter most.
So it's better to like avoid having makeup done to the kids on the whole, right?
If possible, yes.
Yeah, because
absolutely.
at the end of the day, they're all chemicals and it is makeup, right?
Correct.
Are there any brands people can look at if they want cleaner formula makeup?
So I have been asked this question many times at many places also, but by many people, but we cannot actually tell a brand how much ever good it is that it has all its products genuine. So it's always advised to go product wise rather than brand wise. Although for viewers' sake, sometimes to put it as, for particular products, you can look for particular brands. Organic brands are usually good for makeup products. These products usually have a safer formulations for makeup products. So usually they claim that they are microplastic free and they have a certification also. And when it comes to sunscreens particularly, I wouldn't say a particular brand, but go for 100% mineral based sunscreens rather than a chemical made sunscreen. Yeah, I would always advise, like, don't go for any particular brand. Don't be a brand ambassador, but be a product ambassador. So you choose your product and you choose the labels, you check the ingredients list, and if it's good, to look at the more affordable range, most of the products are good, but although like not all of them are microplastic free, but whatever daily used products, just make sure they're not fake.
So even if a brand is associated with a celebrity or it has a big marketing area, we can't just randomly trust it. We have to do
One tip is, if possible, go to the official website and buy it. Rather than buying somewhere on the in a small retail shop. You might trust the retailer, I mean the owner, but he might also be not aware of the risks associated with it. So,
if you had to summarize the science in one sentence, what would you say?
So I would say, like, if you want to go bare without makeup, yes, all good. And if you want to use makeup to look prettier, that's how you feel prettier, then you can go for it. Just be wise while choosing your products. And my genuine advice is, before throwing away all cosmetics from your makeup pouch, you make sure you throw away all the other plastics in your kitchen which are not food safe or not, cancer safe, we would say. So if you can do that and then come back to your cosmetics in the pouch, that would make more sense, rather than getting scared by the daily reels or whatever social media evidence you have, cancer links, and for whatever data we have got as of today. If you're just wise in choosing your products, you are safe, so you can go for it.
No, I think there are a lot of advocates coming up on reels and then, speaking about
Yes.
every different area, and we are left misled
Yes.
often. So I think it's better to do our research.
So I'm
and
not
proceed,
telling
right?
like all cosmetics are safe,
Okay.
but if you are definitely wiser and if you follow all these points and you choose your product, then yeah, you can relax.
What is the real question people should ask before buying a product?
So one thing is whether it is genuine,
Okay.
and second thing is whether it is excluding all the harmful ingredients. So I think those two questions should be valid.
If you don't get the answer, then we need to be aware enough to go
Yeah.
through the ingredients and have it assured. Is there a final message that you want to give the audience?
So choose wiser and look prettier.
Make sure to note that. Thank you so much, Shwetha ma'am, for giving us such meaningful insights. We'll make sure we are aware of all the ingredients that you mentioned, and we look through the ingredients before we make the purchase. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.